So here is the explanation for this card control actually. I like to call it the strip shift because I don't know if it's original or not. And it is basically a card control to control several cards to the top of the pack. Of course you can just control a single card to the top, but I created it to control 4 cards, or if you want more cards, to the top of the pack. The idea was a cutting to the aces routine, and I wanted to control the aces at the same time to the top of the pack. So I would show them to the spectator, lose them in different parts of the pack, and control them back to the top and continue with a cutting to the aces routine. And here is basically what's going on. You have the 4 cards, okay, in this case the 4 aces, just leave them facing up for explanation purposes. Lose them in different parts of the pack like so. Okay, in slow motion, what happens is this. You inject the card without the spectator seeing it. Take some cards from the middle, from the bottom of the pack here, okay, and strip them out with the aces, as you can see here, and cut them to the top. And you would have the 4 aces on top of the pack. And now, of course, I'm gonna show this to you a little bit more detailed. So you have the 4 cards. Or you know what, let's get started with a single card because I think it is a little bit easier if you start with a single card. What you're doing is this. You take the ace of clubs, place it in the middle of the pack so it's outjogged. You can push it a little bit more in, so about half of the card is seen by the spectators and by you, of course. Now with your middle finger, you are gonna contact the corner of the card. So when you push it in, the card is gonna be side jogged, or I don't know what you call this, okay? So it is not straight, it is just shifted this way. And once you're here, so once your index finger, once your middle finger is contacting the top edge of the remaining card, you continue to push the card with your index finger, okay? So you're gonna be in this position, and then with these 3 fingers, just square up the cards, okay? And this is gonna cause the ace of clubs, so one of the selections, to be in jog and square with the deck on the long edges. Okay? So one more time. It is actually very simple. Once you have it done and once you know how to do it, it is going to be a very simple move, and it is, to be honest, a really nice move to practice, so it makes a lot of fun. So you're here, push it in. With your middle finger, you're on the corner, push it in, okay? So it's kind of shifted this way. And whenever your middle finger contacts the edge of the remaining cards here, you're gonna continue to push the corner of this card with your index finger, okay? And this is gonna slide the card towards yourself, and once these 3 fingers, so your middle finger, ring finger, and pinky, can contact the edge of the card, they are gonna square it up, okay, like so. So now the edges of the cards, the long edges, are squared up, and the selection is in-jogged, okay? And from here, you basically use your index finger to push a few cards, okay, from the bottom of the pack here, so maybe 10 cards, and then what you're doing is you take the selection with the in-jogged cards here from the bottom, you strip them out and cut them to the top. And by doing that, the selection is controlled to the top. So in full speed it would look like this. You take the selection, place it in the middle of the pack so you can see about half of the card. Use your middle finger on the corner, push it in, and then continue with your index finger, square it up with your pinky, ring finger, and middle finger. Okay, so it's in jog, and this pack here you can't see it. Use your index finger to push some cards here from the bottom and strip them out along with the selection and cut them to the top. And that's basically the same move done with a single card. And to be honest, it is, in my opinion, a little bit easier to do it with 4 cards because there are more cards to touch with your index and middle finger. So I'm just gonna use 4 cards from the top. The aces are now lost in the pack. However, I'm gonna leave them facing up so you can follow me easier. So you show them to the spectator, and I prefer, like if I'm doing the 4 aces trick, I can have one spectator watching me, but if I'm doing a trick with 4 different selections, in my opinion it's better if you have several spectators, so 1 card for each spectator. However, once they have memorized the selections, you're gonna lose them in the middle of the pack. And one little tip, you want some cards in the bottom third of the pack because you're gonna push them towards yourself and strip them out. If you have one of the cards underneath in the bottom third of the pack, there are not gonna be that much of playing cards to push towards yourself. So just leave about a third of the cards, like about 10 cards, let's say, on the bottom of the pack so you can push them towards yourself. However, once they are in the middle of the pack, you're going to do the same thing. Where you're going to square them up, so the top edges, and then you're going to contact the corner of the cards with your middle finger, push them in, and they're going to be diagonally, as you can see here. And then whenever your middle finger touches the edge of the remaining cards here, continue with your index finger. Okay, as you can see, here are the corners. Okay, so they are gonna be kind of in-jogged diagonally, and with these 3 fingers or 2 fingers, you're gonna square them up, so the edges are now squared up and the selections are in-jogged. And now continue to push some cards from the bottom, okay, about 10 cards. So you're in this position, strip them out and cut them to the top of the pack to control the 4 cards to the top of the pack. So one more time, a little bit quicker. You have them in the middle of the pack and you have a little bit of space in the bottom third so you can push them towards yourself. Do this. Okay, now it is in-jogged, the 4 cards, and strip them out, place them to the top, and you've controlled them to the top of the pack. And that's basically it. It is really fun to practice, and once you know how to do it, you're gonna use it in your tricks a lot because it is actually angle proof if the spectator is in front of you, because there is no chance for him to see the in-jog cards here. And then you can just cut them to the top, and since it's a very quick move, there is, in my opinion, no chance for the spectator to see you doing this secret move. And that's been said, you can watch this video several times so you know how to do the moves. Like, they're going on about 4 moves at the same time, I think. And it looks hard, but it is very simple once you have got the move down. And once you have it down, you're gonna be performing it a lot, as I've said before, and I hope to see you performing this card control, the card shift actually, in your own videos. That's been said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.